Welcome back, friends. Doing pretty good on these inks. As much as I've talked about wanting to get stronger and faster and all that stuff, I also want to take time to enjoy the artistry. Be dungeon meshy about it. Do it correctly. Take your time. And you know, there are plenty of illustrations. If you watched any of my time-lapse stuff, where I do just go full tilt and draw something fast as I can, best as I can. And those are great. I enjoy doing those. And they're good videos too. Check them out. But there's a reason I don't talk over those, right? There's a reason that's a 60-second time lapse and not me sitting with you and enjoying the experience of drawing, and speaking, and listening. So many different ways to art, to enjoy art. But like, hey, how are you today? How are you enjoying art today? What are you working on? I know a lot of people that watch the show are also artists. So like, hey, what are you working on? I think by the time this video goes out, I think my new comic magazine will at least have been announced. But that's a fun project. And that's a one-person anthology magazine, and I'm the person, called Leaded Pulp, which is an excuse for me to experiment on a lot of different ideas. And it's gonna have some Marukuru stuff in there. It's gonna be kind of like the first run of the Marukuru stories will appear in that magazine, and then we'll get colorized for the actual volume publication when I eventually get around to that. But the principle behind it is to do like a gritty pulp magazine that allows me to explore a lot of different ideas that I needed an excuse to explore, right? So that's something that's available through my Ko-fi, link in the script, and through my Substack, link in the script. And that is a subscription-only magazine, but I definitely recommend it. I mean, obviously, but I'd really appreciate it if you checked it out. And signing up for a monthly sub is cheaper than just buying it one-off. So if you can sign up for a monthly and read it, and if you hate it, you can cancel your monthly, and you'll still have saved money over just like buying it one-off. So, but that's my little birthday present to myself this year was to create that magazine. The other experiment on that is to create something that is sustainable. Sustainable for me as an artist, sustainable financially for any writers who might want to hire somebody to work in that style. Hit me up. It's just a way to create more stories in a timely fashion as a one-person team. I really like being a one-person team. I like working with others as well, but there's just something about being in the kitchen by yourself and cranking out the good stuff that I just find immensely appealing. And I get to do a lot of fun stuff with a lot of great writers. And I'm very thankful for that. But I want to do both, right? I want to have my cake and also eat my cake. So we've got our characters on this foreground ink layer, and then the food is going to be on a background ink layer that is going to be gray, or maybe I should say not black, because I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'll want to do a colored ink with it, but cross that bridge when we come to it. I was reading One Piece the other day. I have enjoyed the One Piece anime. It's way too slow for me. That's really my criticism of the One Piece anime. It's just too slow. There's too much to get through. I don't have time for this. So like I said, I've switched to the manga, and I've been just loving every second of it. And it's one of those things where I feel this way about a lot of manga. It's like I'm trying to crack the code of like what makes manga so popular, right? Because that's what us Western cartoonists are always like, why is this stuff so popular? It's really like the appeal is self-evident, but we need to boil it down, crack the code. Why is this stuff so good? Simple, straightforward, emotional. That's One Piece at least. But it still has twists and turns. And I think an important thing about it, despite my complaints about the anime being as slow as it is, and the manga is actually also pretty slow. It's just that I can sit down and binge it because there's thousands of chapters available. Not thousands, more than 1,000 though. It moves at the pace it needs to move to tell an enthralling story, right? And there's a certain degree to which it's One Piece. And nobody's going to tell Oda, hey, hurry up and finish One Piece. I feel like instead they would say, Oda, actually, keep One Piece going forever because it's an insanely profitable property. Something that's kind of lives on the other side of that coin, I guess, is Demon Slayer, which Demon Slayer very, very popular and very successful. But like the Demon Slayer manga feels like it needed to be about twice as long as it actually was. I feel like if Gotage had the chance to actually flesh out all of their ideas, that manga would have been probably twice as long, and it would have been better for it. So if I tell people that, like, I like Demon Slayer a lot, and when I've told people about the Demon Slayer manga, that's something I told them. It's just like, well, it's not my favorite. It's very worth reading. One, because it is good, but as almost like a case study for why you need to just like take your time and tell the story the way it needs to be told. And Demon Slayer is such a weird case because it's like, yeah, the anime is wildly popular and has, in a lot of cases, slowed down and taken the time to tell the stories that needed to be at the speed that they needed to be told, right? And that's something I actually heard as a complaint where somebody was saying, like, I don't know exactly what part the anime is in right now. I think I saw that they were on Swordsmith Village somewhere. But I also saw... I thought that Swordsmith Village came before the Hashira training, but maybe I'm getting that mixed up. Because the criticism that I saw was in relation to the Hashira training arc, where they essentially said, like, they did like 3 episodes on Tanjiro doing training with such and such a Hashira, when in the manga it was like 1 panel. I'm like, yeah, well, it probably should have been a chapter in the manga. It should have been a whole chapter, and it was 1 panel because for whatever reason, Gotage just did not have the time to tell the story they were trying to tell. And I really do like the manga, but I really feel like it could have used so much more space. All of this to come back and tell you more about my Leaded Pulp magazine, which is like doing a grittier style and a faster style, so that I have the opportunity to tell all the stories that I want to tell, and I can tell them, kind of at the pace that they need to be told without rushing through it, and without also taking a million years to get those stories out. I guess the real reality is that, like, and I have to remind myself of this all the time, is it's like, don't rush. Whatever you do, don't rush. Because these things are going to be around forever. And the beauty of something like Leaded Pulp is, like, any of those ideas that I want to develop further, I can. But this is kind of a fun, experimental way to get them out into the world. In a way that is fast and efficient, but also doesn't feel like I'm rushing things, and I'm still proud to serve it to you, It's important. But, like, I'll be doing the first run of the Marukiro Destroy the Moon story in Leaded Pulp from now on, and I've been producing like 4 pages a month of Marukiro, just because I have to keep up with all the work that actually pays me. And I want to do more, right? Because Marukiro is my favorite character, naturally. And I want to do more with her. And this lets me get those stories out. Get those stories out in the world while I'm thinking about them. And then we'll come back and do the big bright colors for when we do the volume releases. But I'm really excited for you to check out this first issue of the Leaded Pulp magazine. I have several writers who have already expressed, I just pitched them the idea of this magazine, champing at the bit, being like, hey, I'd write something for that. So I'm toying with the idea of letting letting some other folks write stories for that mag. Because, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's all about me, though. Maybe there's room for others. Maybe there's room for other folks. But I do hope you'll go and give that a check, because in addition to the Maru Kira stuff, there's also going to be some kind of fun one-off experimental things just with characters and ideas that I haven't been able to find a home for otherwise. I've already got a lot of great ideas for the second issue too, so something I think I'm definitely going to be able to do a lot of fun things with. And you're gonna want to read them. You're gonna want to read them. Okay, it's time to start filling in some blacks. Oops, a daisy. Oops again. I originally wanted to do black on the bottom of Marcel's robe, but I can't really do that because it is Itsumi. That's cool. Alright, we're going to do all these blacks and fill-ins. Excusez-moi. All these blacks and fill-ins next time on the program. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Stick around for the plug, and I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. If you're learning to draw, you know somebody else who's learning to draw and might get something out of this, maybe suggest the video to a friend. That always helps me out a lot. Hey, if you're looking to contribute financially to this whole situation, check out my Ko-fi page or my Substack, link in the description. I got a free newsletter on the Substack that you can follow to catch up with anything that I might be doing, including videos, comics, illustrations, etc. There's also going to be membership tiers where you can get access to exclusive video series like Drawing Through Dragon Ball, or to my Leaded Pulp comic magazine, which is coming out for its first issue in July. So hey, check out these things, and I'll see you next time.